Episode 7 of MobLand reveals that Harry failed to prevent Brendan and Seraphina's kidnapping by a Moroccan gang working for Richie, who had outsourced the hit through Jamie of the Mexican cartel. Maeve's attempt to manipulate Richie backfires, as he refuses to negotiate, highlighting her flawed strategic thinking and underestimation of Richie's ruthlessness. Eddie's burgeoning relationship with Gina raises suspicions, possibly orchestrated by Maeve to create leverage against Harry and the Harrigans. Other subplots involve Jan's naive trust in Alice, Bella's risky business dealings, and Kevin's pursuit of closure regarding Rusby, all potentially contributing to the Harrigan family's vulnerability. Era's arrival confirms the presence of a traitor within the Harrigans, with Maeve's manipulative actions and Conrad's obliviousness making her the prime suspect. Harry's intense pursuit in Antwerp culminates in a desperate attempt to save Brendan and Seraphina, but Brendan is killed during a live video call, leaving Seraphina alive. The episode concludes with the introduction of Cat Mallister, a powerful figure who intervenes to stop the execution, hinting at a major power shift and potential alliances that could bring down the Harrigans. The Crossroads, Episode 7 Review. Episode 7 of MobLand does a good job of turning the show around after its riveting, if incomprehensible, premiere. There have been so many blunders leading up to the finale that I still don't trust the series' aircraft landing. It's late, and it doesn't help, but at least Episode 7 brings back some of the insane, carefree spirit that made the pilots so entertaining. The Crossroads clumsily continues onward, oblivious to everything that has gone before. There are a few story points that make a brief return. On phone calls, we hear of Kevin's recollections of his time in juvenile detention, the family rat Bella, and Antoine's dubious dealings, as if to say, hey, don't worry, we'll get to these plots soon. As soon as we grasp our role in the overarching plot since the beginning of the series. Storyline-wise, MobLand has had a clear lack of concentration. The pilot's use of the London Underground and the Harrigans was interesting, but after 7 episodes, the show seems to have lost its direction. An excellent example of this is the choice to combine seemingly unrelated scenes into one lengthy sequence, making what ought to be a 4-minute scene run for more than half the show. Episode 7 takes place in a tavern close to the Cotswolds, where Jan meets up with her friend Alice. Anson Boone and Teddy Allen's Eddie form a close bond while nitpicking about their dads. Tom Hardy's Harry unleashes a savage onslaught on Brendan and Seraphina's kidnappers. Maeve and Richie have a trust dispute. Disappointingly brief vignettes connect each of these plot points. From time to time, we skip over one thread after only a couple of lines have been spoken. When relationships aren't allowed room to grow, it's hard to tell how they are doing. As your interest in Eddie and Gina's romance grows, the story abruptly shifts to Jan and Alice. As soon as it appears that Alice is starting to second-guess her role as a mole, the scene cuts to Harry taking down thugs in Morocco. All the weight has been lost by the time we get around to cleaning up these threads. If MobLand doesn't think these narratives are worth more than a minute of its time, then why should I bother caring about them? MobLand's ending. Review of the final 10 minutes. In the last 10 minutes, the pace slows down and we have a real scene, with actors doing more than just asking and answering questions. Despite being bound, Seraphina assures Brendan that they are secure, saying they would have perished in the warehouse otherwise. A man suddenly appears with a chainsaw and a video camera, putting her illogical reasoning to the test. They figure out that Richie Stevenson, a gangster widower, is involved and wait for him. Jimmy Lopez makes an appearance instead. As you might recall, the Harrigans are interested in forming a partnership with the Lopez family, a Mexican cartel, in order to deal in fentanyl. But the gang still remembers Conrad's insult to the Lopez patriarch from 30 years ago, even though we've never met either of them. Jamie is the son of the man Conrad insulted. Just wait until you find out how Seraphina is rescued. If you think that's too many levels of separation, unfortunately, Brendan does not do much better in death than he did in life. Harry contacts the mysterious man who keeps popping up at his garage, Donnie, who in turn contacts Kat, a highly influential woman, evident from her luxury plane and the unique design of her phone. To be honest, I was hoping her plane would strafe the warehouse and save the day, but a quick phone call to Jamie does the trick. Not only does the live feed that Maeve and Conrad are frantically watching go dark, but so does the chainsaw. Although Kat does Harry a favor by telling him he owes her, the fact that she only saved Seraphina makes it seem like a small favor. Probably won't get much of an explanation, but I don't get how Richie fits in with the Moroccans, the Mexicans, Count Harry, and the Harrigans. It's clear that MobLand doesn't give a hoot about anything other than chainsaw massacres and the pairing of Eddie and Gina. So I guess you should keep watching.